about a Vision Driver Masterclass. And in this Masterclass, you're going to learn everything you need to be successful. I have taught about 24 years, and we're really trying to elevate students to do their best. And you're going to learn this today, how to improve. I'm going to talk about some of the common things with the student I'm driving. Her name is Brooklyn. She is 21 years old. She has cerebral palsy. And the opportunity presents itself for me to drive her and to prepare her to learn how to drive. And through this information, visual references. It's really important that you understand about visual references. Dashboard magnetism. The teen staring at the digital speedometer to stay exactly at 35, missing the pedestrian on the curve. A lot of beginning drivers do this. They stare at the speedometer, and it forces them to not really focus on the road. Number 2, the fixed stare. Staring directly at the taillights of the car in front, target fixation instead of scanning the horizon. Whenever you see me driving or teaching Brooklyn, I'm always teaching her to scan. I'm teaching her to look. If you really want to learn how to drive, you need to be locking me in and really helping you analyze and learn. Number 3, peripheral ignorance, not noticing a car in the adjacent lane on Gratiot until it is directly beside you at the window. A lot of beginners are overwhelmed. It's a lot of work for a beginning driver to learn. Next, the pillar hiding. Failing to lean forward and see around a car's frame during a sharp left-hand turn. This almost failed us today, where I had an adult client who failed to look at their pillar and literally lost control. You don't want to lose control. You want to be in control of fixing and learning how to drive. Number 5, night glare panic. Getting blinded by oncoming LED headlights and looking directly into the headlights instead of the white line. When I'm driving Brooklyn, she is looking ahead. She does have some vision deficit disorders, but she is not making an excuse to learn how to drive. These are fresh examples of teens and adults who are broken down into clinical categories. If you really want to learn how to drive, you need to be locking me in. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. These are adult examples reestablishing visual confidence. Latency. An adult's eyes are taking a long time to jump from the GPS screen to high-flowing traffic. Contrast struggle. Difficulty distinguishing gray pavement from a gray barrier or the Detroit twilight, or the New York twilight, or the Atlanta, Georgia twilight. Depth perception doubt. An adult second guessing if they have enough time to pull out. I made a video a couple of weeks ago. We were driving down the Gratiot area. An adult driver suddenly turned left in front of me. Literally, we almost died. You will see drivers, and once you find that they're older, you're saying, wow, this is depth perception doubt. Literally, they're pulling right out in front of you. And also, I have younger drivers doing this. Let's continue. Visual search fatigue. Us driving in downtown Detroit, downtown Mount Clemens area, downtown Manhattan, New York. You're looking left, middle, right. Left, middle, right. As a result, a lot of beginners are overwhelmed. They have visual eye fatigue, and fatigue is real because you are not really looking where you're going and you're not really analyzing where you're going. You're going to make mistakes and you're going to end up injuring yourself and others. Let's continue. Overscanning. Looking too much at mirrors out of fear, resulting in not spending enough time looking ahead. I had a lot of beginning drivers, and particularly adults, who stare. They're staring down at the speedometer. I'm looking down. They're staring at the mirror. I'm looking up. They're staring at the driver's side mirror. They're staring at the passenger side mirror. I'm not looking at the road. So it's really important that you guys analyze your target. It is so important that you are analyzing your target and improving. Let's continue. Motor-free visual perception, the brain's timing. And I'm driving young adults whose brains are not developed to age 24. I'm driving adults who are 25 to 65 years old, whose brains are processing a little bit slower. So I have it on both ends. Let's talk about this. Examples: the building internal calculator, closing miscalculation. It's like you opening a door and then you walk in. If you miscalculate it, you're going to walk into a door that's closed. Okay? The teen thinking they can beat the yellow light because they can't judge the rate of the light's change. This is an instant fail. F-A-I-L. I'm telling you this because I don't want you to have instant fails. I'm telling you this so Brooklyn will analyze and improve. She is making tremendous improvements. I have some videos and some clips that I will be putting out in the next 24 hours. She is slowly getting ready for her reeval to learn how to drive. And this is a timely process. Many of you are under 30 and you're trying to get your license. Many of you are over 30 and you're trying to get your license. You need to lock me in. You need to subscribe and learn best practice. I'm going to give you more real information right now. Spatial illusion, thinking the car is much wider than it is, leading to hugging the yellow line. In many of the videos, and they are real, I have beginning drivers, teens and adults who are hugging the left or who are hugging the right. They are not able to distinguish lane, line, reference. If you have questions, you need to go ahead and put those in. Let's continue. Motion plaxar error, misjudging the speed of cross traffic because it's a small car, which often looks further away. This is another driving error. A lot of beginning drivers misjudge distance. And if you misjudge distance, you're not really going to. This could lead to a potential fail, which is a dangerous maneuver. Let's continue. Visual memory lapse. You zone out. Visual memory lapse. Forgetting no turn on red sign. This happens to a lot of beginning drivers, and this leads to an instant fail. Number 2, gap timing miscalculation. What does this mean? Thinking an oncoming car is much further away than it is, leading to risky left turns. This is another instant fail. I'm sorry that I'm telling you the truth, but I'm not going to apologize. The same thing when we're analyzing Brooklyn's drive. She said, "Don't lie to me, Myles. Would I pass?" I said, "You will pass if you work on your gap timing miscalculations." Number 3, brake force estimations. Misjudging how much physical pressure is needed to stop smoothly versus slamming the brakes. All beginning drivers, including teens and adults, have brake force estimation. They misjudge how much pressure. Number 4, reverse logic. I have a couple of thumbnails that talk about that. The mental struggle to understand which way to back the car when you're backing up. If you're going to the left, you turn your wheel to the left. If you're going backing up to the right, you turn your wheel to the right. They're coming to get us. Whenever you hear an ambulance or the state police, you better pull over. That's an automatic fail too. Stop bar alignment. Misperceiving where the front bumper is, resulting in stopping 10 feet too early or over 10 feet over the line. That's another error. And you get up to 24 errors or 2 or 3 dangerous maneuvers. Let's continue. Velocity change perception. Not realizing the car has gained 10 miles an hour while you're going downhill on Gratiot Avenue. A lot of beginners don't understand. They're going to start creeping up. 35, 42, 45, 47, 51. And by the time they realize it, they're 15 to 20 over the limit, which is an automatic fail. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that people pass all the time, because they don't. And I need you to understand this. Let's continue. Turning radius visualization. Looking at a tight Detroit side street and calculating if the car can actually make the turn. Or a tight Atlanta, Georgia side street. Or a tight downtown Houston, Texas side street. You, as a beginning driver, have to be able to judge distance. It takes time. It takes visualization. You need to be able to believe in what you're doing and to help yourself analyze information. Object persistence. Understanding even though the ball rolled under the car, a child might follow it. This is unaware in dangerous areas. You're in a school zone. It's 7:45 in the morning. There are mothers dropping off kids. There are school buses. There are single dads. There are teachers. There are educators like me. There are coaches. If you're not aware of your environment, you're going to injure someone. Safety is not an accident. You have to be aware and you have to lock in. Let's continue. Divided task. This is one of the most important areas, and if you're not going to listen, you really need to listen now. Divided task, new driver focus. Preventing cognitive overload when things get too busy. Number one, steering and signal. New drivers often let the steering wheel drift the moment they reach for the turn signal. Number two, braking and scanning, forgetting to check the rearview mirror while applying the brakes for a red light. You have to check your rear view mirror. These are divided tasks for drivers. Number three, turning and accelerating. Straightening out the wheel while simultaneously adding the gas. Some drivers drift to the left, some drivers drift to the right, some drivers go side to side. You have to maintain total control of your car at all times. Number four, instruction and execution. I'm an instructor. You need to be able to give instructions, hearing your instructor say, turn left at the light, and forgetting to check the blind spot because you're focused on the left path. Number five, navigation and lane keep. Drifting out of the lane, trying to read a sign like 8 Mile Road or downtown Houston, Texas. ID plus verbal response. Stopping all physical movement like braking because they are trying to answer a question from the instructor. Pedestrian plus stop sign. Noticing a person on the sidewalk and completely missing the stop sign to the right. This happens in beginning drivers. This happens more in Brooklyn's driving because she has a lapse in focus. Not that she's unintelligent. She is very intelligent and she's more disciplined than a lot of you. But she does have that lapse, and it's important that you understand the difference. Windshield wiper plus traffic. Picking when to start the rain because they have to find the windshield wiper blade. So I have a lot of student drivers and adults pause. It's raining, they pause. They look down at this steering wheel. They look for the wiper. They look for the blinker, just like I'm looking. And literally, they lose focus on the road because they're trying to find the windshield wiper blade. Music plus speed control. How to change the radio volume can cause a new driver to initially go off the road. Driving or passenger seat? Which one do you prefer? Clutter management. Trying to ignore a fly in the car or failing or a falling phone while maintaining a 3-second following distance. These are many examples that beginning drivers, and particularly my student Brooklyn, who is 21 years old, will face as challenges. I need all of you to join in this story to support Brooklyn. And the only way you're going to support Brooklyn is by subscribing, because we're going to be live going through Brooklyn's journey together. I'm going to be live later going through a 36 and 39-year-old driver, and I want you to join in this with me so you can be successful. Subscribe. I'm a 24-year-old veteran. I've taught over 20,000 students. We're helping teens and adults obtain their permit, obtain their license, and it is their journey. It doesn't happen just like that. You have to take the time, you need to support, and we need to collaborate together. Subscribe. Bye.